Welcome to a week in the life of an artist in London. So this week we're starting on a Saturday. Spent the morning thinking through my social media strategy and how I need to make it better because I'm not world famous yet, and one day I will be, so make sure you subscribe to follow the journey because you can still be one of the first 100 people following. Anyway, that is done. Then I went for a 10k run, got a blister on my foot, not ideal, and now we're going to have a big old painting sesh. Still haven't figured out how to film well in the painting studio, but we'll get some clips and then we'll see what the rest of the week brings. Let's go! Another thing I've been thinking is just upping the product quality for anyone who purchases a painting from me. If anyone is watching this and has purchased a painting from me, you may be aware that the packaging sometimes has left something to be desired. Just kind of find whatever cardboard box I have and get it wrapped up and tape it up horribly. It's not very beautifully packaged. I think that's a weakness. I think if I want to be one of the best living artists on the planet, then I need to make sure every aspect of the brand and the journey for a customer is impeccable. And so, doing some testing, doing some thinking. This is a really weird angle. And I've bought a couple of these, a black one and a white one. I'm going to do some tests, probably hand paint the love stuff on them, maybe hand paint some other stuff on them. So maybe this week's episode, it says 3 to 5 business days for delivery, so it might make it to this week's vlog, or if not, next week's vlog. We're going to start experimenting and really upping the quality of the packaging, because that's a key factor, I think. And if I'm going to try to drive more sales, I want to make sure that the sales that I am driving, the people on the receiving end are satisfied. I think the actual paintings speak for themselves, but I want the moment that someone receives it to be more exciting and magical of an experience, and we're going to make it happen. I've got 2 paintings that are going out for delivery today. 2 of the paintings I did on the world tour I went on in December. But the reason I'm showing you is to show you how I'm packaging them. This is the sort of go-to packaging for these A4 paintings at the moment. So, one of my love tote bags. The painting goes in, obviously. That's a pretty essential part of packaging and painting. And then these little add-ons. There's a love sticker and a love matchbox that goes in with it. But these may be the last paintings packaged in such a manner, because I've got some sample A4 boxes that I'm testing out this week, so I'm trying to up my game in packaging. So, to the 2 people who bought these, you're getting potentially a piece of art history, because it could be some of the last packaging that comes like this. That's just an excuse for less strong packaging. But watch this space. We've got some boxes. Samples arrive today, I think, and let's test them out. Not happy with how the paintings were turning out. It was just not a fun painting session, but I decided to take some of that frustration and anger. They say the best art is when you just express your truest feelings, and do they? I think they say that anyway. And so I decided to do that, and so I've made a painting now that I think it's great, and I feel better from having painted it. So all in all, it's just a win. I'm coming here to the art studio room to show you the painting that I express myself with, which, if you ask me, it's a banger. Sometimes you just gotta say, fuck this shit. So yeah, that's today's painting sesh. Also, the next order of business for today's video, behind the scenes of the life of an artist, is to dig into this box. I opened it, but I haven't looked at the contents properly because I was waiting to film the opening. So, like I said, this box arrived earlier this week, but I haven't actually dug into the contents yet because I've been waiting till I can film the opening, because what I'm working on is just up-leveling the quality of my art product, and I want to make sure every time someone buys a piece that it's like, I don't know, I bought this jacket recently and it came with a lot of cool little details that I thought were beautiful, and then I realized, like, a lot of the times people buy art from me, I think the art itself I stand by with everything I've got, but the
packaging, I've just sometimes like get whatever old cardboard box I can find and like tape it up horribly. And while I'll still probably do that on the outside because the horrible taping up actually does a good job of protecting the art, I want to have something more aesthetic and beautiful for people to open. So I've got an example here. I'm starting with these A4 framed pieces. This is one of the paintings I did in Nicaragua. But I'm looking for boxes to hold these. So this is what I've ordered as a sample. I've got a black one and a white one. I've also got paint all over my hands from the fuck this shit painting, but we'll just make do. This. So yeah, these are the first samples I've got. They may not be the ones that I actually end up going with, because to be honest, yeah, I was hoping for better. I think this cost like I think this cost 4 or 5 quid, and I don't think it's good enough for that level of price. But let's see, because the plan also is that I'm going to paint on them. Probably paint the Love design. If you're not aware of the Love design, get aware of it. Check out my Instagram. I'm on a mission to spread love across the world through art and brainwashing. But here's an example of what this might look like anyway. Oh, perfect. Well, okay. Safe to say these boxes are ruled out because the frame doesn't even come close to fitting in it. I don't think the camera's doing enough justice to how little this fits, but there's that much of a gap when it's shoved in at the other end. So sample 1 was an absolute waste of money. If anyone wants a black or a white A4 box, let me know, because I have absolutely no use for them. I think this is an A4 sheet of paper. I'm just wondering if if there was no frame, just have the painting in the box, there's ample room. That's the invoice. I can tell you how much they cost. Oh no, doesn't say. Not much of an invoice, is it? Okay, well there's an option to consider, putting the painting unframed in the box. But the whole beauty, I think, of the paintings is that they come in a nice, beautiful frame. This piece, I think, is probably already sold, but check out my Instagram. There's a bunch of the paintings I did in Nicaragua. There's more of those vlogs coming as well. These paintings, £30 a piece in a frame. I think it's unbelievable bargain, plus shipping if you're outside of the UK, because it's not a charity. Come on, pay for your own shipping, you little geek. Okay, art show planning. I've got a bunch of different potential places. To be honest, there's a longer list, but I'm actually just going to show you the top 3 and see what people think. Let me know the suggestions in the comments. And there's also 2 ideas within these 3 different options. So the first idea, which is I'm very keen to happen, but I'm suspicious because I tried to book this place a couple of times and they didn't accept my booking. I'm afraid because I did an art show with Appear Here before, which is the place you can rent these pop-up stores from, and got completely shafted. I'd booked and paid for and signed a contract on this location, and then they basically were like, oh, you can't use this location, here's this other place. And I kicked up a fuss because it was not comparable, and ended up getting some of my money back. To be honest, I think they just told me I was going to get my money back, and then I think they basically just didn't give me all my money back. But I gave up at that point because I was just like, oh, I can't be bothered putting more of my life energy into this. But anyway, I'm afraid that Appear Here might have blacklisted me, so I'm going to set up another account with someone else's name and see if this place lets me book it. But it's suspicious because it's an incredible location right on Columbia Road, Flower Market, and there's no bookings. Like every date is free, so I think maybe there's just some situation where they're not actually renting this place out. But if it is possible, the location I'll show you now on the screen is incredible. It's like literally on Columbia Road, which on weekends for the Flower Market is just insanely busy. This is what it looks like from the outside. Pretty small, but like I said, this will be all about footfall, and probably selling a lot of those more small frame pieces, with just having a few of the big ones maybe up on this wall here. But this is £250 per day, and there's no limit on the days, so I'd probably, this is what I was looking at, potentially middle of May, 2 days, £660. that's option one, and that's the one which I'm going to try do no matter what. So that one will happen, hopefully, but TBD on whether they allow me to book it. And then the second plan is, here's one option and here's the other option. The second plan is to have more of an art show / party. This place, only £168 per day. Again, no minimum booking, so you can just do it for one day. This is near my house, where I live.
Just to be clear, I live in my house.
And not great for footfall at all. So like would have very minimal footfall, but could be good for a little bit of a party. Rough and ready. Again, more of a focus on those smaller pieces probably. Like that one. You can fucking do it. That's one spot. The other potential spot is here, which is in Soho on Bateman Street. Very nice little sleek outside. Again, not super big, so it would need to be a curated list of the art for this place, but it's right beside, you can see here, right beside Tottenham Court Road Station, right beside Soho Square. I don't know if you can actually see that. Tottenham Court Road, Soho Square. Right in the thick of Soho, so I think the footfall would be relatively good. Obviously, you know, people in Soho tend to be on a bit of a mission, but there's some people who will be stopping. So this would be more, the idea would be hopefully getting some people, not just friends and fam who are there for the party. But this one is £500 a day, so trying to weigh up that balance in my mind. But watch this space if you have thoughts on which one would be a better location for an art show, or which one you would prefer to come to an art show in. If you're in the market for coming to an art show, let me know. And yeah, stay tuned for the evolution of this journey, because we're going to book it at some point, and obviously then we can vlog about the build up to the art show, the actual art show. Because the last one was genuinely one of the best days of my life, so fingers crossed we can have a repeat of that and have another just amazing day. Anyway, back to you in the studio, other version of me wearing the same t-shirt. And with that, that's the end of this week's Diary of an Artist. If there's, like I said, anything you want to see more of, less of, differently, any suggestions, I'm all ears. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, because this is a journey that is going to take us to the moon. And like I said, £30 for one of those paintings, by the way, is a good chance to get in before we're at the moon. We're still on Earth with those prices, but we're not planning to stay there. We're planning to go up and up. Tune in next week for another episode of The Diary of an Artist, if I make one, which I will. So tune in next week, every week, for a vlog on YouTube. I love you. Bye. Subscribe.